Alright, so time now is 5:06 p.m. on January 5th, I think. Yes, it is. And, yeah, I just woke up like, half an hour ago. Had a really good sleep. Like, I slept all the way from 8 something, like 8:20, 8:15 a.m. all the way till like 3 p.m. I woke up at 3 p.m. and then I slept back and then I woke up again at 4:30 p.m. It was a really good sleep, I have to admit. I really, yeah, I think it's the blanket, man. But what really sucks is that the moment I wake up, the sun is setting. The sun is setting right now, and I'm like a friggin' vampire now because I wake up, the sun sets, I sleep, the sun rises. Um, and apparently they're gonna do this, lecture thing almost daily. So I don't know what to do. I kind of want to skip them like all if possible because I can't really put up with this insane time schedule thing. I really can't. Um, so I don't know. But then there are the exams and the labs, and for the exams and the labs, I have to be right on time for that. So I really don't know what to do. But anyways, Miriam, Zara, and the other guy, uh, and I are now in a WhatsApp group, and um, yeah, we began chatting, and I said hi. I'm Enoch, blah 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 blah, and it's pretty friendly and pretty cool and stuff. But yeah, that's all. Again, it's really strange for me to suddenly socialize with a stranger, let alone socialize with someone I know. I mean, it's weird for me to socialize with someone, let alone socialize with a stranger. But here I am, being weird, breaking the mold, changing my personality like a loser. But yeah, that being said, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna not film any reviews because I'm not ready to do that at all. But I'm gonna be uploading my Mr. Robot reviews, which are all the way from 2017, and then that's it. I'm gonna call it a day. Of course, I'm gonna do psychology work, psychology homework, which is of the daily, and jot some chem notes, which are stupid. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the chem class. This isn't even general chemistry, it's just intro to general chemistry. And the first class, we spent 2 hours learning the scientific method and form 2 level simultaneous equations. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? 2 hours. 2 hours. And I felt like I was a 14-year-old. Because and some people who are like 10 years older than me, right? They were still struggling in these simultaneous equations when they are so goddamn easy. And we were in a breakout room, and these people are really nice, by the way. Like, these people are nice, and we actually legit, talked about and discussed on some of the questions, the problem solvings and all that stuff. And there are two, like, I'm not the only Asian in there. There's the another guy whose name is kind of Asian, so I guess he's Asian. I really don't know. Can't see his face. And just hearing them like try to solve the equations. I mean, they got it right, by the way. I mean, it's really really easy, but still, it took them like an entire minute to finish solving like an algebra question when you could finish it in seconds. I mean, there are shortcuts you can take when solving these questions, okay? When it is a times, parenthesis 2 plus b equals to 3. You don't have to move, you don't have to go, okay, so I'm gonna do a times 2 plus a times b. No, 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 that's stupid. Just throw the a over there. 3 over a. And then you're done. Just throw it over there. Take shortcuts, man. take shortcuts. It was a little frustrating, but I was also really sleepy. And this Asian guy, he just couldn't put up with this. At the very end, he just popped up out of nowhere, and he just started rambling. Okay, so put A over there, now it's 7, and then put B over there, now B equals to 8, and then substitute that, and then that, and then the other two guys are like, well, one guy, one woman, they're like, what? Oh, sorry, you're going too fast. Wait, hold up. And at the end, I also spoke up because they were just really, really slow. I spoke up and I was like, okay, first of all, 132 over 2 plus b equals to 12. You don't have to move the 2 plus b beside 12 and then do 24 plus 12b. You can just move the 132 on top of there and then do 132 over 12. It's a shortcut. Take the shortcut. And they haven't heard, like, they just don't know that you can actually do this. They just haven't heard of this shortcut before. So, it gets pretty infuriating. But yeah, and when we finished all of our problems, we went back to the main room, and apparently we're the fastest group already. What? So, yeah, American education system, man. Kind of dumb. But, yeah, they're nice people and stuff. They after finishing the problem, we took like a couple minutes, and one of the guys asked me, ask us, okay, so why are you taking chem? And he's like, oh, because I want to go to nursing school. And the other woman was like, oh, because I want to be a radio physicist? That's so specific. Radio physicist. Okay. And then they asked the other Asian guy, and he's like, I'm taking Chem 10 because I want to take Chem 11. I guess he's doesn't really know what kind of answer. I mean, he's not wrong. But anyway, they asked me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to take a biology minor in university and pursue a career from there. Yeah, that's basically it. And that's kind of funny because in English class, there was also another Asian guy. He's from mainland China. And, we were told to write essays. And in China and in Hong Kong, and maybe also in the surrounding countries, right? When we had to write essays, argumentative essays, we don't write about, controversial topics. We write about, philosophy and ethics and stuff. Like, oh, why is being humble important? Or, why is punctuation important? And then we'll raise examples and a conclusion. Okay, these are simple examples, right? So, but in the USA, it's different. We have to write about controversial topics. We need to be as updated as possible. So, of course, I wrote about how the media misrepresents mental illness and all that. And this mainland Chinese guy, he wrote in his oral presentation, he said he's writing about what is the difference between kindness and meanness. And it's just so, okay. But, yeah, there you go. Aside from that, I also kind of want to do some phone switch today, if that's possible. I'm going to back up a bunch of stuff from my phone onto that computer, which is going to die very soon, so I need to do it ASAP. And then, there you go. As much as I want to do something about my short film, I don't think I can. And, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah. Time now is 7:46 p.m. The chapter of psychology textbook is way longer than expected. I didn't complete it yet. I will complete it later. But now, as you can see, I have worn some street clothes, including a pair of trousers that are tighter than a motherfucker. And also this thing, which took me minutes to find. It took me minutes to find a long-sleeved shirt that is not a jacket. But yeah, I'm gonna go jogging now. Afterwards, I'm gonna come back, take a shower. Explosions. The Miriam Zara group chat is still going on. Really nice people. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'll try my best to do things. I don't know. The weather is 18 degrees, Not as cold as December 31st, but still pretty cold. I don't know why, but I feel really fucking tired. I think I'm gonna just run maybe 2 laps and then I'm gonna do 54 push-ups like last time. Okay, so time now is 12:14 after midnight. Wow, a lot has happened. A lot has happened in the last few hours. I went down for a jog. I did, I think, 54 push-ups. I don't know why, but I was really, really tired. Maybe it's the fact that I didn't sleep so well in the last few days, or maybe it's the fact that for me it is early in the morning, so I'm just not in the right time for doing anything. So anyways, took a shower, and at around 9:30 p.m. I started having dinner. At around 10:30 I finished, and then I uploaded and re-edited the Mr. Robot review, because it kept on being copyright blocked for some reason. So I had to re-edit the whole thing all over again. If I do the cut the video out thing, they literally cut the video out. I thought they were just gonna blacken the video, but no, they literally cut the video out. Okay, now, the group of people with Miriam, Zara, and I, and another person, has added another person. Now it went from 4 people to 5 people. I don't know who are the other 2 people, but I guess, in a sense, that's kinda fun. I mean, here's an interesting thought. If they're just a bunch of trolls, and if I go out there and I end up getting killed, at least that makes my life more fun, So I'm going anyways. And then I went to Instagram and I went through, I followed a lot of meme pages on my Instagram, and I looked in one of the posts. I saw Queenie and Isaiah, former lover of Mary, Isaiah, liking the post. And immediately I realized that the meme accounts that I always forward to Oliver, right? Now Oliver is Jesus Christ. Now Oliver are forwarding those meme pages to people like Queenie and Isaiah, and because of that they're liking the posts, which is crazy for me because I'm affecting people. I'm actually affecting people. People like Queenie and Isaiah are looking at memes because of me. I'm just that powerful, okay? So I took a screenshot of it and I put it in the WhatsApp group between me, Natalie, and Cedric, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I said, like, bruh, I sent Oliver these memes, and now Oliver's forwarding them. And Oliver's forwarding them to, people like Queen and Isaiah. Holy shit. And, given that it's Natalie, right? Natalie's reaction is like, okay, so what? Why should I care? One sec. So I was just a little pissed. I was like, I hate you. I just do. And Natalie's like, ha 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 ha, it's so funny seeing you, like seeing you so lame, like, ha ha ha, so funny, ha ha. And I and Natalie just had, I call Natalie bourgeoisie, because that's who she is, a social bourgeoisie, If she affects someone, so what? It doesn't matter to her, because she always affects people. She always influences people. Wherever she goes, man, people around her, they just circle around her. She's such a fucking social bourgeoisie. I just really hate her for that. And, she just wouldn't get it. She just wouldn't get it. And she's like, you're acting like my life is so great or something. And I said, no, I didn't say your life is great. But me and Cedric, we're suffering, okay? We're suffering right here. And you're enjoying, at least your life is better than ours. Okay, so now, let's do the math. Let's do the math. Romantic interest. Me? Nope. Cedric? Yes. Natalie? Yes. Leo? Yes. Pink? Yes. So immediately I'm at a disadvantage. Experience, in other words, joining clubs, societies, student unions, yada yada. Me? Nope. Cedric? Technically no. Natalie? Hell yes. Leo? Hell yes. Pink? Kinda, but not as involved. Now, success. I'm talking about, going to the right university, going to the right class you want to get into, and making a fortune, other rather in part-time jobs or whatever, or internship or whatever. Me, technically no. Though my YouTube channel is pretty dandy, I have to admit. Cedric, hell no. Natalie, hell to the epic yes. Hell to the extreme yes. Leo, kinda. Pink, not really. So, in conclusion, Natalie has had a really successful life. With the exception of one aspect, and that is a good family. Me, kinda good. Cedric, eh. Natalie, Leo, yay. Pink, eh. So at least there's that. Okay, how about another parameter? Friendship. Friends. Me. Not that many friends. Nope. Cedric. I mean, yeah, but back in Scotland, he doesn't have that many friends other than the same 3. Natalie. Hell yes. Leo. Yeah. Pink. Not great, but good. So Natalie is... Come on. Now, I still wouldn't trade lives with her, because with my flaws and with the setbacks of my life, it determined who I am. The way I act right now, my personality right now, is because of these things, okay? So I wouldn't trade lives. I know it sucks to be me, but I wouldn't trade lives. That's my analysis anyways. And our conversation turned somewhat comedic when I mentioned that the only person who doesn't have the right to envy Natalie is Kingsley. And, I've always thought, Kingsley wants to be a doctor, yet he's such a popular fuckboy with a humongous 12 feet long dick. So, I mean, I went to Google and search up, like a photo of Johnny Sins as a doctor, and I put it on the WhatsApp group, and Natalie's like, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. And then I'm like, well, then I won't tell you who that is. And then Natalie's like, is that a porn star? Well, I don't watch porn. Hentai is so much better. I mean, sure, but yeah, it's funny AF. And then our conversation turned sour. It turned sour when I started talking about school and stuff, and then Natalie's like, why are you even, investing so much time in school, which is already the past. It's already been, 1 year since school has ended. Almost 1 year. Like, bruh, you need to move on. And I said, of course I have moved on. Why would I invest so much time in pieces of shit, garbage human beings, scum of the earth like us? Why? Of course I've moved on, because 10 years from now, our past will not matter. Nothing matters. People, they move on from one phase to another phase to another phase until they fucking die. That's really our lives, Nothing matters. Nothing fucking matters, okay? Including our school lives, okay? 10 years, 20 years from now, our school lives, they're tall tales. They're trash-ass tall tales, folklores, bedtime stories for little dummies, for babies, okay? But for the sake of art, I will analyze and investigate my own school life, because reality is short, but story lives forever, I said. Because I'm gonna die someday. But the only thing that's not going to die is my legacy. So if I manage to make a really damn good movie, write a really damn good story, it's gonna live on. People are gonna talk about it like 100 years later. That's okay. That's a little ridiculous, right? Maybe like 10 years later or 20 years later after I died. Like if I reach that status, I will already be happy in life. A person dies twice, their physical bodies twice, and then the last time someone mentions his or her name. I know I have to die physically, but for the second one, I can work towards that. So that's basically what I'm trying to say. Also, my school related story isn't the only story I'm working on. Sure, it's the biggest one, but is it the only one? Hell no. I got a lot of ideas in my mind, all the way from like a satire movie, like a comedy, a political thriller. I wanted to make a noir film that's set in Hong Kong. I want to make psychological horror movies. I have a short story about The Virgin that I've been working on for months, and I still haven't finished like 1/3 of it, but I think it's pretty awesome, so gotta check it out. But there is that. Out of nowhere, okay, our conversation ended. Out of nowhere, Pink popped up and asked me if I'm free tomorrow, and I'm like, what? And Pink says, he's free tomorrow, he's completely free, and he wants to hang out with someone. So he asked me, oh, what if we have lunch together? Which is funny because I wake up at 4:30 p.m. today, and yesterday I woke up at like 3 something p.m. I slept at around 7 a.m. in the morning. 8 a.m. in fact. So that's I don't know, man. And also, at the same time, I want to say, Pink doesn't want to stay at home entirely tomorrow, but that's what I basically did for 83 days straight, other than going out of my apartment for a few times, not doing anything. Like, that's basically me. I do that. I don't have a life anymore. I have lost my life. But you know what? If I am given the opportunity to hang out with people, I will, okay? I want to break my introverted mold. I want to go out and have fun. Also, Natalie suddenly asked me, oh, when are you going to leave Hong Kong? A lot of people ask me this question because it's the only thing that comes up to their heads when they meet this random nobody, because they know that I'm, going to leave Hong Kong at some point, and they're like, oh, when are you going to leave? So Natalie asked me, when am I going to leave? And I say, probably June, but who knows? And Natalie's like, well, maybe I can still see you. Maybe. And I'm like, yeah, well, maybe in the next 6 months, you and I will be physically present in the same vicinity so that our range of eyesight include our very beings. But yeah. I don't know, man. Does it even matter? Again, I had a really nihilistic moment back there. Does it even fucking matter? The people we meet, the people we see, the things we have experienced. It doesn't matter because we die anyways. We're gonna die. I mean, enjoying life is great, but in the grander scheme of things, one day we're gonna die. So what? We try so hard to I want to pursue this dream, I want to pursue that goal, I want to marry this person, I want to date that other person, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. And then we just fucking die. So why does anything even matter? And also, before we die, we forget everything, okay? We get Alzheimer's. And before we even get Alzheimer's, we really do forget about everything. 20 years from now, will I and Natalie still text each other? Will we even remember each other? I mean, hell yeah, I will remember her because my memory is strong AF, but how about she? She's going to meet a lot of awesome, amazing, interesting people who are way better than me, way stronger, way more handsome, way more important, way more experienced, way more independent. I am nothing. I'm just a blip. I'm merely a blip in Natalie's radar. I have affected Natalie so little. I am nothing, okay? So what's the point in trying to meet me? I mean so little. Not only to Natalie, but to people in general. Okay? At school, I didn't do anything. Okay? I didn't do anything meaningful. My existence literally amounted to nothing. 20 years from now, people will forget that I have even existed. People from my school, when they hear my name, they won't know who the hell is this name. Who is this Enoch person? Am I even saying it right? I amount to nothing. You know, a lot of people influence me, but I influenced no one because I was that powerless. So what's the point in trying to hang out and meet with people anyways? Why do you want to hang out with someone like me who's so unimportant, who means so little, whose existence amounts to so little? It's embarrassing, honestly. At some point in 2020, I already gave up trying to mean. I gave up trying to make my life meaningful. You know what? I'm just gonna live a small, quiet life. I'm just gonna listen to music, watch movies. I'm gonna just survive, eat food, drink water, sleep, live on a bed, and that's it for the rest of my days. I really hope that at some point I can make my life meaningful so that I can contribute something to the society. But so far, 18 years of my life, nearly 18 and a half, I have not been meaningful at any point. So let's hope that I will do something meaningful and sort of contribute to the society so that 20 years later, after I die, people will still know that, oh, this Enoch Lai person made some pretty cool movies. It's been 20 years. Let's rewatch them. That would be sweet. I hope there would be human beings in the future, after I die, saying these things, you know? I hope that's the case, because then my death would be in vain. Quick update here. Time now is 5:40 a.m. in the morning. Now, I don't want to take that chemistry class. I just don't. It's fucking stupid. It's infuriatingly stupid, okay? The professor spent 2 hours. By the way, there's a second session from for me 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and he spent 2 hours explaining what are significant numbers. Are you joking? Are you joking? I'm not 14 years old. I'm not 14 years old. You spent 2 hours explaining significant figures to a bunch of 23-year-olds or older. I feel like a fucking goldfish. I don't want to sound cocky or anything. I'm far from smart, but this is so pathetic. It's pathetically stupid. It's like, come on, teach me about the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Teach me about entropy. Like, or I know that's a far fetch. Maybe start your class with carbon cycle. I think that's a good point to start a chemistry syllabus. Because a lot of chemistry syllabuses, even in like other countries other than Hong Kong, in UK, in the A levels, the first chapter is natural chemistry. The first thing we have to learn is water, oxygen. Just teach those things. Significant numbers, 2 hours of significant numbers. The professor recorded the Zoom meeting, so I was able to see it. Significant numbers. Dude, at least teach us something cool. Like, friggin' the natural chemistry. Extraction via vaporization, crystallization. Talk about the color flames of burning different metals. That's a cool thing. Talk about the pop sound. Talk about the hazards. The pop sound? That's literally the first experiment we did ever. And it's the best experiment ever because it's simple. You burn a metal. You burn a piece of metal on a Bunsen burner, holding it with a forceps, and then on the other hand, you hold a test tube. Now immediately invert that test tube. Now burn a splint and put it in front of the test tube. Boop! It pops. And during the test, I had to do it 3 times in order to get the pop sound. And when I did, I was so proud of myself, dude. It was amazing. Teach us that. Like when I was sitting, I'm not even a teacher, but when I was sitting and listening to him talk, I was like, bruh, I was teaching the class myself in my own head because I would have made it 10 times more interesting than him, and I would have taught 10 times faster than him. I told this to Leo, and Leo's like, what? I mean, Leo said he wonders what kind of math American high schoolers learn, because significant figures should be something that everybody knows. You don't need to repeat it, let alone spend 2 hours repeating it. Your education system has to be absolute shit for people to not know what significant figures are. In fact, I think a lot of people do. I mean, yesterday in the yesterday's chem class, when I was in the breakout rooms, I was actually discussing some science, some basic science stuff with a bunch of 20-year-olds, and one of them's probably 30 years old. I don't know, but the guy was talking about natural selection and how Darwin suggested this, Darwin suggested that. So the professor is for real underestimating us, man. He's for real underestimating us. What the hell is he doing? Significant figures. There's so many zeros, but you don't have to write all of them down. And at some point he talked about how you can just write times 10 to the power of like whatever. Like at some point he's just like, oh yeah, by the way, 1 million, you don't have to write all 6 zeros. You can just do 1 times 10 to the power of 6. Yes. Oh my god. Thank you for the information. Anyways, I'm going to see Pink tomorrow. I hope Leo knows this. I'm going to ask Pink if Leo knows this. Because if Leo doesn't... Of course I don't want any quarrels with Leo. I don't think Leo is capable of quarrels though. But more importantly, I think as a friend of Leo's, it is important to inform him when his girlfriend is hanging out with another person, especially a male, and alone. I will, if Pink doesn't inform Leo, I will inform Leo. We are bros. It's a bro code. But yeah, life is weird, man. A midwinter's daydream. But yeah, psychology is pretty fun though, because I've never studied it, and of course the first chapters has to be boring. The first chapter of everything has to be boring. It's fine, I'm getting over it. Essentially, we learned about the history and the ethics, and what is psychology and all that, and I wrote like 2 pages worth of notes on it, which is pretty nice. And I just watched Wonder Woman 1984, which is pretty bad. And yeah, I also, like 3 hours ago, I finished some milk mixed with sugar. I ate some Japanese square biscuits, which are not tasty. And I ate a piece of dark chocolate with salted, not with caramel. And also a nice soft buttermilk cookie. That is my midnight breakfast. Now I'm going to brush my teeth and go to bed, even though right now I'm like 2.5 hours earlier than yesterday's bedtime. But yeah, my schedule is fucked anyways. And tomorrow 5:30 a.m. I need to go to the class because there's a lab apparently. The measurements lab. That's the first experiment, the first practical is measuring. My first practical in all of chemistry. Literally, Form 1 is hydrogen pop sound. And my second one was decolorizing DCPIP with vitamin C. That's literally my second experiment ever in my life. And that's also super fun because, ooh, colors, you know? And I like that. You know, make chemistry cool. Make it cool. You know, burn something. Make something blow up like a small explosion. Make some colors. Just make something cool. To get our attention first, you gotta make something cool. To start off a speech, you need a strong, interesting hook to catch people's attention. Starting off a syllabus of a course, no matter what course, start off with something interesting. Don't just start off with, well, here are the basics. No. Start off with something interesting. Catch our attention first. My advice for teachers, okay? Time now is 1:25 p.m. on January 6th. I'm so sleepy. And I know my sleep schedule is utterly and completely fucked. I went out for a jog yesterday, not knowing that on the next day, Pink wants to see me and me alone because she's bored. So, I know it's stupid to wake up early for another person, but if I get to hang out with another human being in this world, I will try my best to actually do that. So here we go. But yeah, I slept for like 6 hours, I guess. I didn't know exactly at which time I fell asleep, but yeah, it's like 6 something last time I checked the clock, and I don't feel so good right now. I really wish I'd slept all the way. Yeah, it's whatever, it's fine. You know, 6 hours is actually not that bad. So yeah, I'm still gonna continue with the movie review and me doing my college notes, and then later on at around 5:30 a.m. I'm gonna attend the college class in Zoom again, of course. So tomorrow I will for sure wake up at around 4:30 something, and that is unfortunate, but it has to happen. But yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Yay. I don't know if Pink will even recognize me because I'm gonna look, first of all, taller and thicker, hopefully, but also with the glasses. I'm gonna how many days has it been? So the last time I've seen anyone, which is September 17th, is also the last time I saw Pink and Leo at the same time. So it's 83 plus, how many days has it been since December 10th until now? Nearly a month. So nearly 110 days since I've seen Pink. So, there's that. Nearly 110th. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. What the fuck? Why is it so sunny and why is it kind of warm? So, okay, I'm gonna show y'all. Right here, I think I saw the girl from B class, the girl who lives in the same district as Ernest, the girl who was also in the extradition, the political society in our school, and our school manager almost bribed her successfully. I can't tell if it's her or not because the makeup is so thick, but it's probably her. I don't know. time now is 7:17 p.m. Just came home from Pink's place, Pink and Leo's place. Took a shower. I am a free man now. So quite a bit happened. So I met Pink at the MTR station at the exit, and I was wearing glasses, and she was like, "Damn, I almost didn't recognize you." Afterwards, we went to a restaurant because Pink and Leo lives in a village. Like an apartment complex, a village with a bunch of different apartments. So it's a village, and there's a mall in the village. So we went to the mall, and we found a restaurant, and we decided to buy a takeaway. Mine was $38. French fries, a little bit of cooked chicken, like fried chicken, plus milk tea. And hers was rice with a piece of cheap thin steak, with hot lemon tea plus a soup. So mine was $38. Hers was $45. And while waiting for them to cook the thing, we went upstairs of the mall to buy stuff. We went to the supermarket, and Pink wanted to buy, like food items because she has to cook dinner for Leo's family and herself, which is impressive. I mean, a lot of people around me nowadays cook food themselves. Like Natalie cooks food herself, and then Pink cooks food herself as well, cooks dinner. So, she bought some bok choy, and some sausages, and some shrimp noodle packets, and we left the supermarket. And the whole time, I don't buy stuff in supermarkets, so I don't know what's going on. But I helped her hold the basket. She used to do that herself, and when she's with Leo doesn't help her. Leo just stands around while Pink carries the shopping basket. But this time, I don't know why, my gentleman instincts, told me to help her. So I went, "Oh, you know what? I can actually help you carry the basket." And Pink was like, "Such a gentleman." Yeah, and then we bought the stuff. We went back down, and we got our takeaway, and we went to Leo and Pink's apartment. And in there, we didn't do much. We sat down and we talked, and we talked a lot about like people, like Natalie. Actually, we spent a lot of time just talking about Natalie. But I also talked about people like Tyrus and yada 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 yada. So apparently, on the next day, tomorrow, Topher had invited Leo and Pink and some other people to an island in Hong Kong called Chengzhou. And Pink was like, "Oh, I don't think I want to wear a dress there because it's going to get nasty. It's going to be inconvenient." And I'm like, "I agree." And I thought that was kind of funny. But anyways, yeah, we sat and talked. And it was a good talk, We talked about Natalie. And again, Natalie's a brutally honest person. Topher told Pink that when he and Natalie were together, it was Natalie who forced Topher to pick on me. Which I kind of doubt, because I don't think Natalie's the kind of person who would use and force the people around her to pick on others. I don't get that vibe. But is Natalie a brutally honest person? Yes. Meaning that there's a possibility that Natalie laughed at me and told Topher to laugh at me just for fun, for the jokes, but Topher took it seriously. There is a chance. I don't know. But is Natalie a bitch? Yes. Do I hate her? Yes. Do I want to be her friend now? Also yes. So, that's Natalie for you. Again, being Natalie's friend is a really, really tough thing. So, not a lot of people can handle it, including me, but now I'm kind of used to it. She's brutally honest. She always fucks around. She always, Wow, you're so lame. Wow, you're so stupid. Wow, blah 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 blah. She's a really toxic person. But when she wants to be helpful, she will be helpful. Um, okay. After the talk, after the meal thing, we just I brought some notebooks over there, and I actually did like work. So I actually accessed my textbook in my smartphone, and I just wrote notes. I brought a pen there. Haven't took it out yet. There we go. Yeah, and she had work to do. She had to help Leo's mom to translate a stack of documents. Not really documents, but like they're sort of like pamphlets, but not really pamphlets. They're just a booklet thing which explains why you can use breathing techniques to, you know, strengthen your body and your mind and all that stuff. And then Pink discussed about it. I too, and then we're both like, yeah, we don't believe in this. It's bullshit. Especially for Leo, given how scientific Leo is. Like Leo is like, man, what is this dumb, you know, like this dumb. What's the word I'm looking for? Um, shoot, I know the Cantonese word. I don't know the English word. I suddenly forgot about it, but it's like misfaith. Yeah, we sort of talked about it and it was funny, and I got to see Pink's biology textbook, which is extremely difficult. It's definitely harder than the DSE one. I mean, you know, they're like, I especially went to the nervous system part because I kind of have to learn that too for my psychology class. And damn, the textbook is difficult. Like, it really breaks down the neuron cell so first of all, we have the companion cells, the Schwann cells, and the oligodendrocyte cells, which are companion cells, which produce the myelin sheath, which wraps around the neurons. And then there's the action potential, which are basically nervous impulses from one end of the neuron to the other end, and how these action impulses action potential are created with the sodium gate and the potassium gate, and then some sodium goes out, and then some potassium goes in, and suddenly the sodium goes out, and then suddenly potassium goes in, and that creates a weird action potential, and that goes from one end to the neuron cell to the other end, and I just learned all of those stuff today. And it's part of my psychology as well. And I was kind of surprised, like, damn, my psychology textbook is even harder than my chemistry stuff that I'm learning now. Not even learning, by the way. I know it's like totally two different things, but the difficulty level. So whoever wants to take psychology and doesn't know biology, damn, will they die. But it's fine for me. Even though I just learned these stuff today, I'm fine. I get it now, okay? But if you have no biological background at all, you will have no idea. What's a neuron? What are enzymes? What's going on? Why are there gates on the surface of cells? What's going on? But for me, I understand, of course. Yeah, and then at the very, very end, we talked about a lot of stuff. Like, Pink suddenly asked me, have I ever loved someone? And I said yes, and usually I would refuse to answer questions like this, but it's Pink, so I answered, like, oh, Mary stuff, and then, even though I'm not, like, 100% sure, but, whatever, and then afterwards, at the very end, it was 6 p.m., actually. Pink's like, man, you gotta go, because Leo's parents, more like Leo's mom and her boyfriend, are coming home, and if they see me and Pink together, they're gonna have weird thoughts, and it's not good. And apparently, Pink didn't tell Leo that she's inviting me, and I'm like, what? You better tell Leo. And Pink went, it's fine, because Leo himself suggested Pink hang out with people like Scooby or me today, because Leo's gonna be gone, so Leo's like, just hang out with someone else, like me. So Leo would probably be fine about it, and yeah. But Leo's mom and Leo's mom's boyfriend probably won't understand, so it would be better if they don't see me. And their work will finish at around like 6, and they would come back home at around 6:30. But sometimes they would arrive home earlier. So Pink is like, man, they're gonna come back at any time, and I got a little scared. Oh my god! So I up and left, and I was afraid that on the way out the door, or out the door of the lobby of the building, I would bump into them. So I put on my glasses, put on my hoodie, and I just sneaked out, and I was totally fine. And then there we go. I made it back home in one piece. It's great. It's cool. Now, there's still a lot today for me. I'm gonna edit and upload the movie review of Wonder Woman 1984, and then I'm gonna do some continue writing notes for my psychology and my chemistry, and then today later at around 5:30 a.m. I'm going to have a chemistry class, and yeah. Time now is 12:46 a.m. after midnight. Yeah, it's been a really fruitful day. I'm enjoying it. I thought I have to attend the lectures today, but actually, not exactly, because the labs are actually, just YouTube links. They're just a bunch of YouTube links. I can watch at any time. So, yeah, it's just, yeah. And it's really easy. The first lab is measuring. Yeah. There is some crazy stupid shit though. Like the ruler marking is 0.1 centimeter per mark. But you can actually just guess the answer. Like guess the second digit. Or more like the second decimal when you don't even know it. You can just guess it. That's not how you do it. That's just so unscientific. If you don't know it, then just don't do it. Don't guess. Yeah. I'm gonna print these out. And yeah. I'm gonna do them, and then I'm gonna Adobe scan them, I guess. And then I'm gonna, yeah. It's cool. I feel like a fucking goldfish. What is the formula for the area of a circle? 20-year-olds will be answering this question. Are you serious?
In Kelvins, but
it's 5:59 a.m. in the morning right now. Just, I want you all to listen to how stupid this is.
Is degrees C.
Wow, Celsius. Never heard of it. 273.15 degree Kelvin equals to 0 degrees Celsius,
Kelvin's
perhaps.
Always absolute, so minus 273.
0.15, but close enough. I mean, who uses Fahrenheit anymore?
So it's very straightforward.
No one uses Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit's for losers.
One you have, the other is just a factor of 273.
Oh my god, that is so complicated. Okay. I literally wrote 0 notes.
Wait a minute, that's not right.
Other than the conversions.
It's Kelvin minus 273.
Yeah, you're right. I just thought about it.
Oh,
it's gotta be plus
damn.
273.
Such bad news.
It's got to be plus. If I'd have worked the problem, it would have made sense. Yeah, it's Kelvins equals degree C plus 273,
or there's another way to calculate this?
Minus 273.
Oh, you can put the plus sign to the other side and it becomes minus? I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Again, I don't memorize them per se. I think about what
actually
makes sense.
could not believe
But
it, bro.
Kelvin
This is some
what we
crazy
call the
1000
absolute
IQ
temperature
shit.
Scale. It has no negative
You can turn
values.
addition into
It can never be
subtraction
negative.
if you put it in the other side. Oh my god. I've never learned this before.
It starts
It's insane.
at 0.
It's actually insane.
At absolute 0, everything in the universe has stopped moving, including electrons.
That's
Electrons
not
are
exactly what that
constantly
means, but
moving
okay.
in normal conditions, but at
Absolute
0
zero is
Kelvin,
when
even electrons
all the
do
objects
not.
don't even emit
So
infrared.
they are the last
Usually
thing
even
to have
below
movement.
0 degrees Celsius, objects still emit
Alright,
infrared.
so that one's very simple. That
I mean,
one's very simple.
particles stop
Once
moving.
again, I say
I guess
simple.
that
You'll
kind of
have
makes
to work
sense.
with it.
I'm not even that
Give you
sure.
some in a minute.
I'm stupid.
The other is
Oh, don't give me that Fahrenheit bullshit.
intercepted the line at 32. And so I have the relationships degrees C to K.
You know, I really want to
degrees
study,
F to degrees C.
and I really want to respect the study, but I just can't.
The
This is
biggest thing
ridiculous.
is you need to know how to use this equation. And again, this is just some of the algebraic rearrangement that I gave you the very first day, right?
Oh my god. That is
So with
insane.
How
Dude.
about if we break up for a little while and you go and work the temperature conversions?
Kill me.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's 6:05 a.m. in the morning.
Minus 2.
6:05 fucking 5.
So let's call it an extensive.
6:44 right now.
It depends on how much we take.
Sunrise.
Depends on how big of a piece we're taking, right? So it is extensive. But if I take the ratio of 347
Like the sky is kind of
divided by
cloudy
18,
blue, but there's a
it
bit of
equals
red.
694 divided by 36, which is approximately, if I did this math right, approximately 19 in both cases. The ratio,
There we go.
the mass to the volume
Sunrise.
does not change.
Time now is 7:08 a.m. Pretty bright outside. I have finished all 5 of the problem-solving questions. They're still doing it, of course. The other 4 people. One of them can't even tell the difference between volume and mass, because we were calculating the...
Have you guys done 3 yet?
So, time now is 6 p.m. I just woke up half an hour ago, and yeah, I had a really good sleep. I mean, I only woke up once, and that is at around 2:30 p.m. And then I slept for 3 more hours, and then it's 5:30, which is cool. 9 hours of sleep, pretty cool, not gonna lie. I have acne again. I'm gonna be so ugly. Thank God, like, the graduation dinner isn't happening anytime around, because I don't want Mary to see this. Yeah. I don't want to attend any lectures tonight. AKA, well, it's already nighttime now, but like next morning, like 5:30 a.m., the next one. I don't want to attend any lectures, though I have some, like, psychology quizzes, and psychology chapter discussion thing that I need to do today. Actually, a quiz. And then there's also a lab report thing for chemistry that I need to do, which isn't actually a lab report. It's just a worksheet. They already typed a question for me. Natalie just suddenly texted me. That's so strange. Natalie suddenly just said, I had a weird ass dream last night. Well, fuck you, nobody cares. She sounds like me. I had a dream last night. She's dreaming about, she's talking, okay. But, yeah, essentially that's what I'm gonna do today. I also will take a shower, like I did yesterday. On days like this, I have to take extra showers because washing my face is important. I mean, yeah. And I will do the phone switch thing. I'm still using my Samsung A7E. I need to change it to the Galaxy 25G as soon as possible. And then I'll edit and upload a Minecraft video. I won't film any reviews today. End of story. I'm gonna go eat breakfast. Alright, time now is 11:05 p.m. It's been quite a few days consecutively where I just worked. Like, college stuff, YouTube, not really taking a rest. Today I really want to take a rest, though I'm not going to do that. But I want to take a rest. I just want to sit down and think, So I actually talked a lot to Natalie. For some reason, she wants to talk now. Okay. And, I don't know, how did everything happen? How did everything start? I don't know. So Natalie, she sent me like a 3-minute long audio where she sort of explains how one time Jordana, Edward, and Kingsley were chosen to go down to I think it was Form 5, so they went down to 4A class, and every year it's like that, where somebody from the top goes down and explain, oh, in the coming year you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, easy peasy, let's go. And then apparently Jordana acted like a total bitch. She acted like she's the smartest person in the world, and we were just laughing at her. And then somehow the conversation went to like sort of like me talking about like how mean people were to me, and how I actually I said this before, but I kept a counter where like I kept a Google spreadsheet where I wrote down all the major lonely moments in my school life. And major, like minor doesn't count, major, like I'm talking about Tom forgetting to ask me to sign my name on his ceramic arm thing, and then Hans denying me for graduation trip, of course, and then you got you got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. I was just ranting, and I realized that I've been asking myself this question for a long time. Why am I saying all of these things on the internet? And why aren't I expressing my thoughts and feelings to my friends and family, but on the internet? That's kind of weird. I finally understand why. It's not because my thoughts and feelings are secretive. If they are secretive, if I want to make my thoughts and feelings a secret thing, I wouldn't say it in a YouTube video. That's stupid. No. My thoughts and feelings are not secretive, but they are hard to understand. And none of my family and none of my friends truly understand how I feel, but I know that somewhere out there has to be people who has been in a similar situation as I'm in. That is why I say all this shit on the internet, because I know there has to be someone out there who gets me. Maybe none of my friends or my family gets me, but someone out there has got to, So that's why I'm doing this, really, subconsciously. And I talked about how how much I suffered in school, to a point where I get so sad, especially in Form 5. I get so sad and so lonely, to a point where every time I hear someone laugh or see someone smile, I get angry because I'm jealous. Like, why do you get to enjoy your life and I don't? Sometimes I just want to see people suffer, so that you know, it's like we're equal now. I suffer this much, now it's your turn to suffer. But for me, karma doesn't exist. So it's not like if I suffer now, in the future I will be super successful. I don't think that's how it works. So for me, karma doesn't exist. There are a lot of good people in this world who are terribly mistreated, who are, just who live terrible lives, but they're good people. Karma for me doesn't exist. So yeah, that's basically it. So at some point I was really like a bitter person. Like I just wanted to, like I wanted to make friends, but I can't. And the lonelier I feel, the more I hate people in general, not a single person in particular. And it just really sucks for me. And Natalie's like, sorry. And I got a little angry when Natalie said sorry, because I don't like it when people apologize to me. Like I get why, and I need to be apologized to, but I don't want people to apologize to me, because I would rather people forget about what they have done, so that we can all just move on from how tragic and how sort of shitty my school life is. It's not what happened to me in school that made it tragic. It's about what didn't happen to me in school. Not enough things had happened to me. And it's kind of my fault as well, but also kind of other people's fault, because of how, like, again, in Form 2, the Civil War happened, and everyone decided to bully the hell out of me, and I became a really, like scared person afterwards. But it was also kind of my fault. I brought that upon myself. So, yeah. And we continued talking, and I said, I want to move on. I want to move on from school. I still haven't accepted the fact that my school life is such shit, but the reason why I am emotionally so much more stable and my mood is kind of better nowadays, at least for the past 8 months or so, is because I don't think about school. Because every time I think about school, I get sad, I get angry. Like an hour ago, I almost cried because I thought about school too much. I'm serious. Every time I think about school, I get sad. I get sad and angry. So with other things now, college, YouTube, short film, I get to think about other things and not be sad. But I have not moved on from school. I've totally not moved on. I've totally not I've totally not accepted. See, now I'm thinking about school and I want to cry again. I can't think about school because every time I think about school, I just want to cry. But okay. It's fine. So I moved on and I said, I want to move on. I want to be in a community that's more interesting. And God damn it, I don't even want to cry. But every time I think about school, it just hurts, man. I want to be in a community that's more interesting and more like more worthy of my investment than the community in school, because the community in school is peak. It's peak, man. PEAK. It's the best thing in the world I've ever encountered. Okay, I need something better so that I can let go. Like I really, like Natalie even said, like I'm such a side character. I'm so unimportant. The time I followed Oliver to D class and people didn't even make eye contact with me because of how invisible and how non-existent I was. And a lot of people in Bean Gang, Like, me and Nick, we rush into the restaurant first because I know if the Bean Gang arrives there first, they're gonna sit in all the seats and they're not gonna let me and Nick sit. Every time there's a group project, like in Chinese class, like I and Nick, we're gonna be excluded, but Nick doesn't care. I do care. Every time in chemistry class, in the lab, I have to race there because nobody's gonna let me or Nick sit in their group because we're getting excluded every single time. That's why I'm like, bro, we have to go there early because if we don't, we're gonna be excluded. We're not gonna have a choice then. Just people don't know. People think my school life is okay. People think I had an okay time. People think I'm happy. And they don't know. And it doesn't, like, they just have no idea how difficult it is for me to actually enjoy my life back then. People don't realize how much I was going through every single day for years. People still don't know nowadays, and at this point I don't even care, you know? So, we're talking about moving on, and Natalie just said she joined like 3 clubs and joined 4 clubs and 3 societies in university, and I'm like, what? That is insane. I only joined 2 clubs in my college, and Natalie's like, chat with them, talk to them, which is something that I kind of don't want to, but I kind of have to. It's like I have to force myself to socialize in order to put my mind away from what's behind me. It's not like I want to make friends. I'm making friends solely because I want to abandon what's behind me. I want to just completely abandon it. If I have an amnesia now and I forget everything and everyone that's ever happened to me in school, that would rid me. That would get rid of so much of my pain that I'm carrying. That that would really like clean away all of the, I don't even want to complete the sentence, but you get the idea. And how many things have I lost? How many? I'm gonna write a list, okay? I'm gonna write a list saying how many things. You know what? What are the benefits of being involved? I want to make a list of all the benefits I could have gotten if I was more involved, and if I was more important of a person. What are the benefits? What am I going to gain? I want to know, what did I miss? Alright, so I've just spent some time making 2 tiny lists of benefits of being involved in a community, which is something that I didn't do, could have done, and list of benefits of not, because I need to look on the bright side. I can't be too pessimistic. But let's focus on the first list first. The benefits of being involved in a community. If I join Potato Gang or Bean Gang, the most important benefit is that you will be remembered. People will remember that you exist. And that's really important. One of the things that I'm really afraid of is not existing. Like, me just being here, but my existence not meaning anything. This is one of the things that I'm most scared of. And if you are involved in a community, people will remember you. Second of all, I will be able to share my thoughts and feelings freely. People will DM each other. Like Kingsley and Oliver always DMs each other, always text one another, talking about their thoughts and feelings, even though I don't know what exactly they talked about, but I can pretty much tell. Number 3, higher chances of meeting new people. this is really special, because if you are in a community, people won't just see you and go, oh, you know, people will be like, you from that gang, like Ronald from Potato Gang, Selena from Onion Gang. And when they know you're in the same gang with another person, they're gonna be like, oh, so you're pretty sociable, I'm gonna be friends with you. So higher chances of meeting new people. Me not joining any gangs actually made things worse. Me not joining any gangs means that I have a lower chance of meeting new people, means that I have a lower chance of joining gangs, and it's a vicious cycle. 4, better chances of dating someone. If I am in Potato Gang right now, chances of me dating Mary, definitely way higher. If I join Bean Gang, not as high, but still higher than now. 5, knowing more secrets. Not only secrets within the gang, within the community, but also others, because everybody's in on it. And this is very important, because secrets is the currency in a society. The more secrets you know, the wealthier you are, because you can trade secrets for another secret. You can buy secrets with another secret, and, you know, like, people like Ernest are looked up to, not because he's an intimidating monster, but because he knows a lot, you know? 6, now this is incredibly important. First-hand witnessing historical moments. There are many things that I wish I could have witnessed, like, the beach events, you know, the time everyone went on a floating thing in the middle of the sea, and I wasn't there. Even Cedric was there, but I wasn't there. I mean, there are all these historical moments that I could have known, but I just wasn't there, because I wasn't in any communities, I wasn't invited, and I just missed out so many things. Like, you know, not only did I miss out on just being happy, but also miss out on actually witnessing something. You know, it's like, it's a movie that can only be played one time, ever, in one location. You're either there or you're not, and I wasn't there, so I missed out on that. And at the end, not having to deal with boredom or loneliness, because if you're in a community, a lot of people will talk to you, a lot of people will invite you to places, so you don't have to deal with boredom or loneliness, for that matter. Now, there are also benefits of not being involved in a community, the most important of which I'm going to put it at the end. First of all, having more self-time. Now, for me, it's not that great because it's boring, but on the other hand, I guess I could focus on something else, like, you know, things I like doing, you know, short films, movies, be clear of drama. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this as well, because while, yes, drama is stupid, it's annoying, but being involved in a drama is actually not so bad if it's fun, you know? A fun drama. I know it sounds crazy, but I was in a couple dramas back in Forms 1 and 2, everybody knows that, and it was actually fun, even though back then it felt like hell, but looking back at it, it was actually a lot of fun. But I think the most important benefit of not being involved in a community is the pain and the suffering refines my personality and my style, which is actually kind of sad. But if I had joined Bean Gang and Potato Gang right off the bat in Form 4, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't look at things in such... I don't want to sound cocky, but I have more of a personality now. I feel like I'm more layered because of how lonely I had been for, you know, this many years. And so it kind of refines my personality and my style as well. But there are only 3 benefits of not being involved in a community. I can only think of 3, but for being involved, I can think of 8. So I definitely missed out a lot. Definitely have. Damn, I only have 52 seconds left. Anyways, I'll wrap it up right here. Had a really long conversation with Natalie still. what surprises me is that Natalie kind of understands what I'm trying to say when I said it's sad that people are changed. I mean, Natalie, of course, Natalie remembers, which is a good thing. Like Natalie remembers, like she was an insane person back then, but she also recognizes that she had changed and that we have to move on. And sure, she had become boring. She said it herself. Um, but it kind of has to be the way. And I said that is kind of sad, you know. Grilled cheese at 3:32 a.m. in the morning, or actually 3:29. This clock is a little fast. Here we go. I'm cooking food for myself in the middle of the night. Awesome. This one is a little special because I actually put Parmesan. Crap. The table is a little slippery. But yeah, I put Parmesan, shredded Parmesan. It's 5:19 a.m. in the morning right now. I know I've talked a lot, but I want to say one thing. So yes, going to biking with Zara, Miriam, and two other strangers is a little weird. But I feel like because Miriam's there, I can accomplish two things. There are a lot of missing information from the, you know, my school life in Form 3, and Miriam appeared in my timeline in that part, okay? Second of all, Miriam has connections with Bernice, who was one of my biggest enemies and who I had always been wanting to tie my loose ends with, but at some point, like a year ago, I thought I can't do that now because the coronavirus exists. Our last day of school is gone. I don't have a chance to speak to her. I mean, her birthday gift is still sitting right here. And, yeah. Also, I really don't want to think about, the greatest tragedy of humanity. You know what I'm talking about, But even Natalie herself also understood that people are going to change. I mean, I think Mary has changed. I mean, if I was with, like, friends with Mary in forms 1 and 2, which, I mean, I was Mary's friend for 2 months in Form 1, and that kind of spiraled out of control, but I feel like that's not like her final form. I think her final form was around Form 2 and Form 3, thus all the crazy rumors and Instagram stories and all that, and I kind of want to experience what it's like being her friend or being close to her, someone this enigmatic, someone this unpredictable, alright? Someone layered. I saw Mary reading the same book that fucked up the minds of Jeffrey and Keith and Jordana, the book about how humanity sucks. The Apper is the name of that book. I saw Mary reading that book and I was shocked too. So, yeah, my hands are dry. Wow. And I'm going to take a shower now. Holy shit.